everyone! And oh boy, I have some news for you. Just a few days have passed since my last update video regarding the upcoming episode 79, which is 80% ready, by the way. And now we've gotten even more crazy stuff to talk about. And, well, spoiler alert, this time it's not going to be concerning just Boom in the episode he works on, but Michael Bay himself. Yeah, right. Do you guys still remember about this dude, right? And the infamous Skibidi Toilet movie everyone is waiting to come out for more or less a year at this point. Well, guess what? As it turns out, we haven't dreamt about this movie in our fever dreams or something like that, and it's actually happening. Because Michael Boy just posted the first teaser for that movie, and, well, there is something to talk about for sure. And aside from that, we also got even more updates about the upcoming episode 79, and Boom even answered some questions from Skibidi Toilet fans. And all of this I'm going to present to y'all in this video. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end because it's going to be really informative. And be sure to also give this video a like and subscribe to my channel where I make a lot of Skibidi Toilet analyzing content while you are waiting for the next episode to get released. Okay, so if you are subscribed now, let's continue. And well, let's start with the AI-generated elephant in the room first. And, of course, I'm talking about the infamous teaser that Michael Bay himself posted in his social media regarding the Skibidi Toilet movie, once he woke up from the really long nap. Yeah, guys, I'm a little bit salty about my dude Bay and the whole promotions of his movie, which are just pretty much non-existent, to be honest. In the last couple of months, we were only getting some crumbs of information from Boom directly, but not a word from Bay himself or his studio. And instead of that, Boom had to fight for his dear life while trying to answer when the heck is this movie actually coming out. And we must also consider that Boom could not even give us some major spoilers about the movie's plot, or what changes it will probably have in comparison with the original YouTube series. And in the meantime, Michael Bay and his studio were simply chilling, or let's out it in other words, just hiding under a rock honestly with no signs of progress. But thankfully, we are about to see some changes finally about that. Because just a few days ago, the world saw the epic first teaser for the Skibidi Toilet movie anyone can't live without. Well, or so we thought, because as a matter of fact, an entire teaser turned out to be AI generated, and well, you can see what it looks like yourselves. Okay, so what can I even say about it here? Well,
that shit's Astro.
That was exactly my first thought just when I saw this amazing teaser, and I am being sarcastic, of course. But let's go step by step here. First of all, the most important part of that teaser is the World Bayum, presented at the very beginning of it. And we can even see how it got copyrighted, so it must be directly linked to the Skibidi Toilet franchise. And besides that, we could also see the following message that Michael Bay posted in his official Instagram alongside this amazing teaser. Don't worry, not going to use AI in my films, but there is a clue here. Oh, good to know, bro, I guess, because I'll definitely say what I think about the AI used in this teaser a little bit later. But for now, let me say that the clue that Bay mentioned was most likely this exact word seen in the beginning of that teaser, because aside from that, this teaser generally did not contain anything special, well, maybe aside from this one cameraman who could be seen on one of the destroyed apartments shown in the video, who looked pretty creepy and all that, but nothing else could be spotted in here. So let's get back to Bayhem again, which to me looks like a combination of the words Mayhem and Bay surname, which is obvious enough. And I don't know if this is going to be the title for the whole movie we're waiting for, or maybe it will be a copyrighted name of some brand or franchise following the release of the first film. I'm not really sure at this point. Maybe we'll get more information as time goes on, but for now, Bayhem is all we've got. Okay, but what can I also say about this teaser aside from it? Well, I was genuinely turned off like crazy. And I'm not even sure whether I'm going to get bashed for it or not, because based on the comments under this Instagram post, Boom himself was pretty excited to see it. But I just don't know, dude. It looked so bad. Just check out the quality of the fire in the background of this teaser. It is being done so poorly it genuinely makes me cry. Even Skibidi Toilet fan-mades from some unknown YouTube channels look much more impressive visually, not to mention Boom's animation quality itself. So just in the last couple of months, we saw such a gigantic jump in quality of Boom's animations, visual and sound effects, that lots of people finally acknowledge that Skibidi Toilet is not brain rot anymore officially, but it really looks like a straight-on action movie of stellar quality. And hilariously enough, soon after amazing episode 78 gets released, we see the first glimpse into the Skibidi Toilet movie from one of the most iconic Hollywood directors of our generation, the one who actually inspired Boom years ago to make great action series that could visually stun everyone. And it looks like this? Nah guys, it definitely should be some prank or trolling, because otherwise I have no idea how could it possibly arrive to a point like this. And yeah, I know, Bay himself wrote that the whole AI shtick about this teaser was just a gimmick and no AI would be used at works for the actual movie. But like, this teaser genuinely didn't even look good. And I've seen some stuff where people used AI to generate the whole scenes or movie sequences, and it looks so much better than this. So you're telling me Michael Bay himself couldn't afford more impressive AI to animate a scene which lasted for literally 5 seconds or something like this? This is just ridiculous, y'all. So I have only one possible explanation of this situation. This was probably done to gather some more hype and attention from the general public. That's it. That's the only thing that comes to my mind. Because I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not, but recently the whole internet was caught in a really heated discourse surrounding the usage of AI in art and media, where humans' resources have been dominating for a really long time. And it's still not resolved as an ethical issue. Whether we should support or even allow AI in creative field, or should we ban it altogether? Because it causes even more brain rot everywhere and leads to lower and lower quality of media in general. And well, if we'll just assume that all AI-generated content will look just like this teaser that Bay brought to us, then we're really cooked, y'all. Just imagine if Boom would make animations in his episodes on just a similar level or quality. Could you? I genuinely can't, because that would disgust his fan base immediately, which is really spoiled nowadays, as Skibidi Toilet fans associate his series with quality right now. So, yeah, no matter the intentions, this first teaser really made me sad, y'all. And what do you think about this teaser and the whole AI stuff discourse? Be sure to write your opinion in the comments under this video, because I am really curious to see what my audience thinks about this. Okay, and now let's move on to something much more positive. So not long after we saw this teaser from Michael Bay, IBO75 went active once again and decided to hold a live stream where he would discuss some more information he managed to get from Boom regarding his upcoming episode 79. And, do you guys know what kind of leak IBO75 posted to get more people on his stream? So, yeah, that's the possible name for some unfortunate Astro toilet Boom came up with, and nope, I cannot say it aloud in the children's video. And in case you guys do not understand Russian, this, word means something really inappropriate. And you shouldn't call anyone like that, especially 40-year-old Russian-speaking men that can easily send you flying if they'd ever hear you saying something like that. But it seems to me that poor IBO75 genuinely had no idea about the true meaning of that word and took it as a serious leak, which really was funny to me. And by the way, if we take a look at the leak itself, then we would see a skeleton sitting in the Astro Obliterator's module, and there also seem to be some rockets surrounding his hull. It's not really clear. And you may think that this is just a silly, useless leak, and oh well, what if I'll tell you that it can foreshadow something really exciting for us instead? Because do you guys remember what exact character caused his enemies to get burned so bad their skulls were showing? Of course I'm talking about Titan Cameraman, our beloved lost boy. He was the one that usually burned his enemies' bodies to the bones with the power of his core. And could this silly leak be a reference to his return somehow? Honestly, my friends, I cannot even get hyped properly anymore, because we have been waiting for Titan Cameraman's return for literal ages already. And there were already some hints to him coming back that still haven't been resolved up to this day. And episode 78 contained 0 hints for his return either. So I always will have hope about Titan Cameraman coming back one day, of course. But you guys know Boom. It happens when it happens, and for now, we can only hope and cope. Let me just say that I'm really missing Titan Cameraman like crazy. He was one of my favorite characters in the entire Skibidi Toilet series, so I still haven't accepted the idea that he could be gone forever after episode 74. No way! I will be a firm believer that he will actually be back one day, and no one would convince me otherwise. Okay, well, and after this leak, IBO75 also asked Boom another question about his progress on the episode, to which Boom responded that it is being ready at 85%. which is 5% more since the last time EBO75 asked this exact question a couple of days ago, so the work is slowly but steadily moving, y'all, which is also great to know. But that was not the end of the new information that Boom shared with us, even though not all of it is related to episode 79 exactly. So sometime later, one of the users with the nickname Mox asked him the following question. Hello, Boom. Many people are wondering how many legs do speaker striders have? Could you tell me how many legs they have? Because many people say there are 4. To which Boom replied with, from his official mail address, 3. Always had 3. Well, that was a pretty random thing to know, but thank you anyway, I guess. And after that, we've also gotten a mini-interview, so to speak, where Boom shared a bunch of answers to some lore-related questions from EBO75. So the first question from him was, will the Duchess be hit many times? Is there anything you want to say to your community? Whatever you want, you are free to answer. To which Boom answered with the ambiguous Riz emoji, which I personally understand as a joke regarding the word hit. Because this phrase could also mean that Astro Duchess could be, romantically hit a couple of times. If you get what I mean, of course. It wouldn't surprise me given how many simps are still out there drooling over Astro Duchess, even though in my opinion she gets more and more repulsive as time moves on. But whatever. The only thing I should be concerned about is my goated speaker woman anyways. That's all I'm gonna say for now. Okay. And the next 2 questions that IBO75 asked from Boom actually came from his chat, and they sounded like this. Can the chat ask you 2 questions? They asked me how many parts episode 79 will have. Will part 1 and part 2 be epic, or will one of the 2 parts interest you more? Which part will have more action? To which Boom simply replied with both, as if he could say otherwise. So IBO75's chat really wasted this question in my opinion. To me it was obvious that Boom would reply in such a simple manner. Not to mention that it was already well known to everyone that episode 79 is going to be consisted of 2 parts exactly, so I have no idea why they decided to ask Boom of that again. Okay, but the last questions turned out to be much more useful. So at first, IBO75 asked, is it likely that we'll get the episode by the end of this month? And Boom upvoted this message, which basically meant that he agrees, and there is a real chance that we'll see the first part of episode 79 either this weekend or maybe by the last days of May. And both possibilities seem to be really incredible to me. And another question IBO75 asked from Boom was, I'm steaming now, and if possible, please tell us if the episode 79 is a continuation of episode 78, or it's going to be a different scenario. And Boom upvoted this message as well. And damn, this man really likes trolling his fan base, huh? Now I see where Michael Bay took his inspiration from, actually. So this could mean both options are true. But I think you guys already know what opinion I hold about the upcoming episode 79's plot, if you watched my latest videos on my channel. But in case you somehow missed them, I really recommend you to check them out as well, as they are pretty interesting. And that was all for today. Write in the comments what you personally think about what I just told you. And be sure to also subscribe to my channel not to miss my new videos to keep yourselves updated while you are waiting for episode 79 to get released. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!